All right, here we go with trial number two. I was about 15 minutes into my first ever screencast, and I was using my tablet, but I thought I had charged it up enough, but apparently I didn't, and the battery died, and so here I am starting all over. So welcome. I'll start off by letting you know a little bit. I guess I'm doing I did my project on letter recognition, and my name is Nathan Janitis. I've put some links throughout here. I just thought it might be kind of a fun way if other people are just looking um, through my presentation, they'll be able to get to some things that I think are cool, or be able to almost kind of use it like a blog. You can learn a little bit about me here. I'm a lead preschool teacher at Central Michigan University at the Child Development and Learning Lab. I have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education from Central, and as you might guess, I'm pursuing my master's in educational technology through Central Michigan. So I guess I could say fire up chips. I'll show you a little link here that I had that just kind of brings me to page that's about our lab, and there's a little bit about me. There's me. Next, I have a little short clip that I've had on YouTube that kind of sums up my family. My 6-year-old son, who is awesome, and my beautiful, wonderful fiance. It's a little old, but I think you can get the idea. I'll be getting married in June, and I am super excited. As you can see, we kind of like to just have family time and have lots of adventures. Now, hopefully I'm not going to rush this or forget stuff, because I feel like I was doing pretty good last time, and I kind of dropped the ball with the whole battery thing. So we're going to start out with why I chose Alphabet Book. I again have a link here to the Alphabet Book. If you're looking at it and you want to download it, it's an EPUB file. You can click that and go right to it. I initially asked myself really what we're lacking in, especially in our observations towards the end of the semester when we're getting ready for parent-teacher conferences, and we look, and it just always seems that we're lacking in some of those literacy and some mathematics. I personally do not believe we're lacking at all in teaching those skills. It just, for us as a preschool, pre-K, not part of the public school system, and our view of learning as a social constructivist with the Reggio approach, kind of, Reggio influence, we end up using the literacy and that math in everyday things with the children, with their interests, and it just works into their play. They're not sitting down and learning, we're going to learn A today, we're going to learn B today. Those things are just used throughout the day, where they're making a sign, writing their name, or numbers, counting things out. What number is that? How many do you see? Those kinds of things. And so I feel like that it kind of gets left out, and a lot of those cognitive and social, emotional observations seem to get put out more. We kind of forget that there is that math and literacy in there, even though they are receiving it. And so I kind of thought that it would be cool to figure out something that we could integrate some technology, because we don't really have a lot, and I really want to start bringing that in, and something that would maybe help us with getting some of those observations and getting some of those kids ready for kindergarten. My goal is kind of the independent technology, so with this book, they can use it on a tablet. They'll be able to do it independently. look at this book, take the assessment. They would be able to do it with their families at home. So, and I just feel like, with some of these student teachers, they just kind of thinking they're just starting out too, and they just aren't really looking for those specific type things. Trying to figure out if I skipped one here. Nope. Okay. So next is design. So you have my learning map on the right, and I've found with all these classes that I really struggle. I can't believe how many hours I put into some lesson or some type of thing that is so simple, but I really want to do something that is developmentally appropriate and age appropriate for something that I can use in my classrooms with my children. That being said, the learning objective I chose was from our teaching strategies. We use teaching strategies assessment. If you're not familiar with that, I have a link here. You can go in and read about that. But the objective that I chose was under literacy, and it was learning 10 to 20. The level that I would like my children at and my group would be learning 10 to 20 upper and lowercase letters. That is a goal of that is 5, well into the 5s. So that would be more than kindergarten ready. I also include the state standard, and I include the link to that. If you're not familiar with those, you can go look up state standards for pre-kindergarten through that link. The state standard that I chose was under language and early literacy development, and it was 1B1, which shows progress in identifying and associating letters with their names and sounds. And I noticed I'm going to have to move that a little bit because I have some words behind that picture. And does this project help students reach those objectives? I really hope it does. My idea is to get them interested in doing something constructive on technology that can help them achieve that goal of letter recognition. As far as development, my process was, I really assessed what area I wanted to address, and I came up with either number or letter recognition. I think I went with letter recognition because of the uppercase and lowercase. And at this age, I don't tend to get a lot of lowercase. We tend to forget and kind of just stick with the uppercase letters. So I think that's why I kind of chose that one. Then I just brainstormed ideas on what I wanted to use and how I wanted to do it. And I researched different things and experimented, and I came up with a app called Book Creator that I created my uppercase spelling book with. Some of the tools, I did not want to do that. Let's go back. Some of the tools that I used was like, there's your Apple people. I'm a Samsung person, Google person, so I did include, links in case you wanted. I've had a Note 1, a Note 2, 3, and 4 phone. I've had 2 Galaxy Note 10.1 tablets, and now currently I use a Galaxy Note 12.2 tablet, and I just love them to death. And so, of course, I included a link if you want to learn a little bit about them. Learning that Apple's not the only thing out there. Oh, I'm going to keep doing that. So the screen capture system I'm using, that was an Apple and was working great on my tablet as well until the battery died, is iLos app. I created a link to that so you can check that out if that's something. And this isn't obviously just for you. This is for anyone that might be looking at my presentation, kind of viewing it as maybe turning it into some sort of blog type entry as well. The book creator app, I have that link in there. That is a great tool. It's really fun to work with. Weebly's the website creator I used. I have never used it before. Oh, we're going to the farmer's market tomorrow morning. I just got a reminder. Um, I'd never used Weebly before, so that took me a long time. But now, the more I put so many hours into all this stuff, but I really am happy because I really am getting more comfortable and I really like it. And then I had QuestBase, was one of my more learning assessment test type things, which I'll get more into that later. Then I also use Google Forms and Google Sheets and Gmail. I don't know why this is. There we go. Obstacles I faced. I faced a lot of obstacles. I mean, a lot of it was just time consuming. Learning how to do different things. Using something for the first time and really just having to teach yourself how to do it. What works, what doesn't work. Once I created this book, and then I found out, it was saved in an EPUB format, and so I was trying to figure out if I could embed it on a site, but I found some Japanese app that might work, but I've still been working with that. The big problem with the EPUB, if it works really good if you're with the one that I made, if you're using it in the Book Creator app, which if you download the file, you can just open it with that app, and that's ideal, but it also works on a MacBook. The only problem with Google Play right now is that they don't support the audio and video, so it's not the full multimedia experience that I wanted children to have. And so I suggest using the app, or if they have a Mac. I was going to show you on my tablet, but now that that's dead, when we get to the book, I'll show you that on the Mac, what it looks like. My other biggest, obstacle I faced was really trying to find an assessment that I could put audio file in. I mean, there's probably one that's really simple, but it took me forever and days, and I was about ready to give up and just use 26 short videos of me saying, what letter is A below, on YouTube, and embedding them in a Google form. And then I finally found that QuestBase, I believe is what it was called. Let me look back. Well, we're coming up on it. I finally found that, and that really helped me out. Being that, I have preschoolers, they can't read, so I obviously need to have an audio file where they can just push a button and assess, guess which letter below is so-and-so, and we'll talk about that when I get there. One other obstacle I faced that I didn't realize till just before I started to do this is that the background color, you can't lock the books on the Book Creator, and I had one of my students using it, so I've actually had them trying it out, see what they think, and I've freaked out because I opened it up and all my words were gone, all the letters were gone, all the sound was gone, but those were all in white text, and I realized somehow she had just changed all the page colors to white, so I just had to change those back. So that was a minor setback, but it is all fixed. I did change one of the objectives temporarily just because it's been so much time, and I haven't had time to make the lowercase book yet, but I have pictures, I have some audio, and I'm almost ready to go. And once that's done, I'm going to get that up and put it on my webpage as well and create a assessment test for that. All right, let's go to the website. I'm trying to hurry up here. I tend to talk a lot. So the website, I made it pretty simple. Learning letters, fun letter book that your child can practice online. Um, this, if you push this, this is just going to go to that right to that page where they can download the EPUB file and for used in whatever they end up using. You know, the format doesn't change if you use it in that book creator app, no matter what operating system you're using for your tablet. It can be Apple, Android, or Windows. Um, and if you're using a Mac computer, it works as well on that. I'm also, as you can see, learning how to use this correctly. And then I go down and I explain a little bit about it, and I have, where you can go get the app again. Oh, I did it again. And then I have a couple videos, short videos that I put on of where you can see them using it on my computer or on my tablet, and just kind of seeing how it's working.
Why?
Let's see.
I got it.
You got it right. Never seen yak. Yak starts with the letter Y.
Okay, I'm ready. P.
Let's see.
Door starts with the letter D. D is one big door.
Elk.
L. That's lizard. Lizard.
And you can see, they really get excited when they get it correct. Just a quick another one.
Page.
It brings social interaction. They have two working
then
together.
You can push the button and
She
see
gets
if it's
B.
right.
Oh, then you can see
You
his
were
buddy.
It's a B.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, you went back
And they
a
move
page.
on and they work together. So that's what I have there. And then the other couple pages that I have on here are your uppercase letter tests. That's when you go here, and that's when I go to this web quest, and it randomizes the order, so it's always a different order, so they're not going to memorize the order of what letter it is. And then they just push the play button.
Find the letter A below.
A, they push it. The next one.
Which one is the letter B?
B, so they pick which B, and so on and so forth with that. And then lastly on here, pretty simple, I just have, a comment area, and then I have a couple forms. I have one that is for, I had my colleagues fill out, and then for anyone that is using it, I just have a quick survey for them so I can get some feedback and change what I need to change. Your profession. I really just want to know that, so I know if they're a teacher or not. And if they have any children that are really this would be age appropriate for. Rating scale, how if you enjoyed it or not. Couple different rating things, and any suggestions. And then I also have one that I want the parents or teachers or whoever are using this to ask their children. So I have children's thoughts, and I explain to them, I want you to write down their answers as exact as you can. It doesn't matter if you think it's silly or not. I really want to get their thoughts, those children's thoughts. And that's that level 1 part that I was kind of struggling with, because I'm like, with my age level, how are you going to assess that? But so, just simple, did they enjoy the book? What did they like best about the book? If they could change anything to make it better, what could they change? And do you think the book will help them learn their letters? And then that is all from that. Implementation, I mean, you saw that I'm already starting to kind of use it on the tablet. I'm hoping, maybe email some of my parents and send them the link and see if they could try it out at home and see what they think. Um, Share it on our Facebook page for the school's Facebook page so other parents could use it, and then just having that available for them to use it at school. I am skipping all over. Apologize. And then last is just the evaluation. So the evaluation, you have those Google Forms, and I just have here, I have the link again to the form, so if someone's looking at this like a blog, they could get to it. Then I also have just the few suggestions that I've had so far from my colleagues and some of their ratings and what they thought of it. They generally liked it. They liked the short sentences, listening to that. The more videos I'll show you when I show you at the very end. I did put a video on the front. The problem that I run into with that is I don't want them to be more interested in the video than learning the actual recognition of the letters. And also there's some stipulations with how much I could do with the app. The pages are dark. I've already changed that a little bit. I changed them to gray. The one I'm going to show you is a darker one, but I made them a lighter gray background to appease that and see how that goes. And then, this was the Google form that I showed you with theirs, and that's really that level 1 of the Kirkpatrick the reaction of the people taking the test. So the reaction of those preschoolers, what do they actually think about it? I really want to know the raw emotions and what they like, what they don't like, so I know, kind of get in their head what they're doing. I'm really excited. I'm going in a couple weeks down to our National Association for the Education of Young Children conference in Orlando, but the first day I'm actually attending, they're having the EETC. It's the early, or ETTs, whatever. It's Early Educators Technology Conference is the first day, and I'm really excited for that. Working with them and just kind of picking people's minds and seeing what they're doing. And then kind of that level 2 is the learning, assessing the learning, was that quest base to see if they are actually grasping the knowledge, if they are recognizing letters more after using the tool. I'm going to just, keep changing it as I hear more things. The more that I hear people would like some way, I would try that and see how that works. I moved the letters. I had them kind of in the photos, and I moved them off the photos to the background of the page so you could see them better. And I'm still going to be looking for a place on the web to embed the book. I'm even thinking about screencasting the book itself and putting that on YouTube so that those children that don't have access to a tablet or to a computer that they could use, even though it won't be quite as interactive, they can listen to the book. And it's to me, it's not the best way to go because I still want to interact. I want them to guess themselves, and then they hear the letter, as opposed to just giving them time like they're watching a TV show. But it's another option I might do. And I believe I finally am done. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and I look forward to seeing yours, and I hope that some others might see this and give me some feedback and let me know what they think. Alright, one more thing. Of course, I got to the end and I did not even show the book that I created. So here is just a quick little view of the book that I created. I started with the cover, uppercase letter book, and I embedded a photo or a video to give it some video quality. That, of course, is not going to play now. Here we go.
C, D, E,
Silly video
H,
that the kids like.
K,
And
L,
then
M, N, O.
I'll stop that. Then what you do is you go and you can turn the page, and then each page is a different. They look more separated in the app, like you're looking at an actual book. And then you would have this, and you guess what letter it is. I think it's an H, and then you would hit the
H. Did you know that hippopotamus starts with the letter H?
and then you go the next one, and you guess the letter, and then
I. Igloo starts with the letter I.
and so forth and so on, and it goes on and on. You can see that it's in random order. The reason I did it in random order is just to kind of switch it up so that hopefully they're really getting that letter recognition, as just opposed to being this one's A, the next one's B, the next one's C. The ABC song, I know a lot of people that are familiar with early childhood education think that that is them learning their letters, but it's not learning their letters. They're just learning a song, just like anyone learns every other song. They're learning to memorize a song. So they're not actually learning the letters. They know that A is a letter from the song, but they don't know what an A looks like. They don't know. So that's kind of where I want to stay away from that, and then give them a random order and have them guessing, and then they can listen.
E. Here comes an elephant. Elephant begins with the letter E.
And so on to the end of the book. And that's the rest that I got for that. Thanks.